Hi everybody, welcome to the Einstein level of making smart guesses. Congratulations on getting this far. Keep up the persistence. Let's take a look at number one. Remember, this video will have tips for you if you're stuck. Hopefully it will lead you to figuring out what the correct answer is. I won't work all the way through to the answer, but I'll hopefully get you pointed in the right direction. Number one. Brianna is 4 feet tall and her shadow is 3 feet long. Brianna's father has a shadow of 4 feet 6 inches. How tall is Brianna's father? Okay, I'm going to draw a picture to help me with this. So I'm going to put Brianna over here and father over here. So we need Brianna and her shadow, father and his shadow. Of course, the shadow will be the stick that's on the ground. The person is the stick standing up. Okay, so Brianna is 4 feet tall. Her shadow is 3 feet long. Okay. Brianna's father has a shadow. This is 4 feet 6 inches. Now I know that 6 inches is half a foot, so I also know that that's the same as 4.5 feet. Okay, this is what I'm trying to find out. How tall is he? Now, what I notice here, going back to Brianna, we need to look at the relationship between her height and her shadow. If we were to divide her height into 1 foot segments, 1, 2, 3, 4 feet, her shadow is 3 of those segments. So her shadow is 3/4 of her height. So I need to think of the fact that 4 feet 6 inches is 3/4 of her father's height. So he's actually going to be taller than 4 feet 6 inches. Maybe I'll try converting this to inches to see if this helps me. Now I know that there's 12 inches in a foot, okay? So 4 12s, 12, 12, 12, 12, and a 6. If I add those up, 2, 4, 6, 8, 14, carry the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get that Brianna's dad is 54 inches tall. Now, that 54 inches, we have to divide into 3 chunks, just like the 3 feet over here. So really what I'm wondering is, what is 54 divided by 3? Now, if you're not sure how to divide 54 by 3, we could do it 1 chunk at a time. For example, I could take 30 out because I know 30 divided by 3 is 10. And then I have 24 left because 30 plus 24 is 54. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So 10 plus 8 is 18. So that means that 54 divided by 3 is 18. So that means that each third is 18 inches. This one would be 18 inches. This one would be 18 inches. So we have to take 4 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, to figure out her father's height. Give it a try. Number 2. Christy was bored one summer, so she spun the spinner shown below 1,200 times. Or 1,200 times. How many times would you guess that the spinner landed on A? Okay, this is really similar to the fraction work that you just finished up. So if she spun it 1,200 times, E represents what fraction? Well, E is a half. Half of 1,200, 600 times. D represents what fraction? you could even use those pi pieces that we used in the last unit. D is 1/4, which is half of E. Half of 600 is 300. Keep going and see if you can continue the pattern to find out how many times she'd land on A. Number 3, Megan wanted to predict how many students in her school had birthdays during the spring. If there were 288 students in her school, how many students would you predict had birthdays during the spring? Einstein's here to tell us, did you know that each season is 3 months long? Well, we have 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, fall. Okay, so we could predict that 1/4 of kids have spring birthdays. Okay, so 1/4 of kids have spring birthdays, so really what I'm trying to figure out is what is 1/4 of 288. So I have to take that 288 and divide it into 4 equal parts. Oops. Now, you might not be sure how to divide 288 by 4. However, we can pull parts out. For example, could you divide 200 into 4 parts, 80 into 4 parts, and 8 into 4 parts? I think that would get you on the right track. Give it a try. Number 4. Jake knew that Jake knew that sound takes 5 seconds to travel 1 mile. Jake stood on one side of a river and yelled at a mountain that was on the other side. Jake heard an echo 20 seconds later. How far was it from Jake to the mountain? Now, I'm going to draw a picture here to illustrate what's happening. Here's Jake. Here's the mountain. So when you hear an echo, that means that your sound is traveling all the way there and all the way back to you. So if that took 20 seconds, that means it took 10 seconds to get there, 10 seconds to get back. It takes 5 seconds to travel 1 mile. See if you can use that information to figure out how far Jake is from the mountain. Number 5. Can you think of a way to always be able to know how far a thunderstorm is? How far away a thunderstorm is? I'm curious to see what you put down for that. I'm not going to give you any tips on that one. See what you can come up with.